big match here for both these teams. Rabbitohs were flying along, only one loss in first 11 games, and haven't they turned their season around? The Penrith Panthers on the back of some enthusiasm. Some guys like Mitch Kenny, Liam Martin, these guys, that's what you give them a young go, and you never know what will happen.
And Kickout back on the inside, a couple of tries last week. Maloney at his devastating best of 40, 23 try assists. But Nathan Cleary, always calm, composed. Big reason the Panthers have won their last three. The combination with Maloney, they'll be hoping to keep that run alive.
Ivan Cleary said in the lead up to this game, they've just been playing basically as a team, something they weren't doing at the beginning of the season when they racked up all those losses, just winning 2 of their first 10 games. And there's 2019 Telstra Premiership. The 3 wins on the trot have got them back in the right frame of mind going through this origin period with teams suffering so many injuries. It really has been the theme of this last month or so in the NRL. And the Panthers have been affected. But they've got Cleary and Maloney together again tonight. Origin around the corner, just 8 days away. Game 2 in Perth. See how that New South Wales team in particular shapes up with players out there tonight in action. Rabbitohs come down the tunnel with Nathan Cleary looking to cement his claims for a spot in Game 2. That team will be announced tomorrow. Well, of course, Danny, you're headed for Perth tomorrow as well. Full week in camp over there with the Blues. Well, the Rabbitohs come out, and with no Adam Reynolds, it's Adam Doueihi once again wearing the 7 jumper, and Cody Walker is back in the lineup after being rested last week in that game against Newcastle. Yeah, he's missed 2 games now. Obviously, he's missed the Parramatta game as well, so he's dynamite down that left, and hopefully he swings across and builds a relationship with James Roberts, because that's will be lethal, these two. He just steps up, or needs to step up tonight, and really demand the ball and get the train of the South Sydney team back on track. He scored on debut for the Bunnies, or not quite on debut, but his first game back in red and green last week of a lovely grubber by Adam Doueihi. See how Jimmy the Jet fares here tonight.
It's on your run, guys.
There's the Rabbitohs who get us underway here tonight against the Panthers. An all-Sydney affair. The kick will go down to Nathan Cleary, and James Tarmo it is who brings it back and then gets carried back towards the in-goal area. A strong effort in this reshuffled forward pack for Wayne Bennett tonight. George Bennis, a late exclusion in the hour before kickoff tonight. We'll bring you news about his condition as the game progresses, but didn't complete the captain's run yesterday and unable to take his place in the team here tonight as Kenny from dummy half comes back to Tarmo, brings it back to almost within 20 of the halfway line, and now Cleary kicking down this right-hand side. Johnson coming across, will keep the ball in play and bring it back to be chased and tackled by the man who put the kick in Nathan Cleary.
Yeah, last week Nathan Cleary only kicked the ball once, and James Maloney took control of that part of the game. 11 times kicked the ball, and wasn't a great part of the game for the Penrith Panthers, the way they kicked the footy. So I like the same game plan tonight.
Gee, it's been a long time since we've seen no Burgess boys in the South Sydney side. It'll be interesting to see how they make dents into the middle ruck of the Penrith Panthers. I reckon that'll be one of the main things. They'll get off their line and try and put some pressure on, because they get plenty of momentum through the middle when the Burgess boys are playing. Liam Knight partnering Junior Totola in the front row tonight, playing it there, and then Doueihi loses the ball backwards. Play on here for Ethan Lowe, but that will be the changeover. An early mistake by the rookie halfback, and the Panthers are having a great field position here at the halfway line.
Yeah, that's one thing you know when you've got Adam Reynolds in your team, is the way he finishes off the sets and puts that ball exactly where you need it. And it's a huge part of the South Sydney game. And when he's not out there, things can happen. Look, nervous start from Doueihi.
Kenny comes across to Cleary, who shows it, goes to Maloney, has Winterstein cutting back on the inside to play it just outside the Rabbitohs 30. Couple of minutes gone. First attacking chance of the game for the visitors here tonight. Here's Edwards, who was tremendous in the first half, in particular a couple of siding runs against the Roosters last week at Penrith. Now kick out. the destroyer. Tremendous game against the Roosters in that win. Now Cleary finds Maloney. Comes across here to Isaiah, fends away from Cody Walker and gets very close to the try line. They're played only half a metre away with one more tackle here for the Panthers. Cleary, rubbering, looking for the uprights. The kick will be too big, and he gives away 7 tackles.
Yeah, it's amazing when the opposition in South Sydney dropped the ball on the halfway line. Good attacking set there from the Penrith side. He was aiming for the upright that time. Cleary, ball goes dead in goal. 7 tackles set now to the South Sydney side, and they march up over the 40.
It is Kyle Turner who brings it back towards the halfway line. He'll play it, and a penalty as well. And the Rabbitohs take a kick for line here. Downstairs to Justin Hodges for the first time tonight. Hodjo, what is the news on George Burgess?
Yeah, look, obviously no George Burgess here this evening. He went to hospital late yesterday with a tummy complaint. He just hasn't pulled through, and Wayne Bennett didn't want to risk him here tonight.
So that is tough news for George Burgess. The Bunnies bereft of Burgeye here tonight. No Tom, no Sam, no George.
I hope he's okay, George. It doesn't sound good, but if they get to the bottom of that, getting back out in that field.
Cameron Murray had a virus as well. Didn't run yesterday at the captain's run. And now Totola almost through the middle. Grabbed only just by Kenny, who hung on too long. A penalty here from right in front. And 20 metres out, a chance for the Rabbitohs want to take 2 points, which is what they elect to do.
Well, isn't that a chance for Totola, Junior Totola, to come on back on the inside there? He's a powerful runner. Just breaks out of the tackle from Tarmo. He'll be very important for South Sydney. He wins the penalty. The double grab, as you said. Young Mitch Kenny just grabbed onto the toe. They get the first opportunity to open the scoring now, South.
Yeah, in this time of the year, you do see a lot of change of angles, people dropping people underneath. It's a real effective play, and you just saw there James Fisher-Harris just overchased a little bit. Couldn't find the feet to get back. It's a good move. Changing angles and slippery night's condition.
Man who's been in the news all week, Dane Gagai. We'll talk about whether he wants to stay at the Rabbitohs, wants to leave the Rabbitohs. His kick hits the upright here, and the Panthers end up with the ball through Viliami kick out.
And were they ready for that? I don't think so. It falls in the hands of Viliami kick out.
We'll scratch out the penalty goal already written down for Dane Gagai. Put down 2-0 on a notebook here instead. The Panthers come down the sideline. Taken almost into touch there was Naden, who turns it over. And the Rabbitohs have it, playing it through Dewey.
Well, he didn't dwell on it, did he, Gagai? He's the man that made the tackle there. They forced the ball back inside, the Panthers. We've got the ball about 30 out now, South.
Rapid fire change of events with Gagai hitting the uprights. The Panthers coming away with it, almost going into touch. And the Rabbitohs back on the attack inside the 20. Goes from Graham. Here's Walker finding Cook in the middle. Knight there, just back on the inside as they get themselves sorted with an option on either side. Walker on this left edge with numbers around him. Bypasses Sutton to go to Johnston, trying to use his speed against Isaiah Yeo, who makes a very good one-on-one tackle. Graham fires it back. Walker spinning, just monstered there, coming out of the line by Winterstein, who did very well, and they force a changeover once again.
Yeah, that's 2 poor end of sets, hasn't been for the South Sydney team. Just hasn't been able to get to their kick. Need to fix that up. Really good pressure from Winterstein. I will remind you tonight it is a full moon. Could see a few things out there tonight.
It is just about almost a complete full moon. Anything could happen here tonight as Mansour works it forward. Time for the Panthers. There it is. See the sea of tranquility there. One small step for a man.
I'm closing the blinds tonight.
One giant leap for a blocker.
Stay inside block.
Here's Fisher-Harris. Ball there. Winterstein only just held on to it. They'll play a 10 short here of the halfway line as Kenny comes across to Liam Martin. A couple of the new boys combining early in this game. Peary again down this right-hand side, trying to banana a kick towards the sideline. Graham bringing it back. And the Rabbitohs have pretty much had it in good field position on the early going here. Here's Johnson picked off with a lovely tackle by a kick out. Walker has to hurry the dummy half. Dewey, second game back. That ACL tear at the back end of the 2018 season. Cook finds Ethan Lowe. Again, kick out around the legs there, stops him very quickly. Maloney over the top. Cook down the short side here, taking Roberts with him. Not much happening there in the Panthers' defence. And pretty solid to open up this affair. Almost 8 minutes gone. Still looking for a scorer here at ANZ Stadium as Dewey puts it in the air. A kick will go to Dylan Edwards, who had all sorts of issues with his hands and his confidence earlier in the season, but in more recent times he's looked like the Dylan Edwards who really lit up the NRL when he made his debut.
Well, their back three last week against the Roosters were outstanding for the Penrith Panthers, all running over around 200 metres. Josh Mansour with the ball right now, but it's just such a benefit for the forwards. Just takes the pressure off them. It's an example last week.
And it was great to see Mansour back in a little bit of form. It's taken him a little while to get in the groove, but when he's charging the football with those quick play the balls, gee, it sets it up for his forwards.
Shift here, a chance out wide for Naden to do some stepping against Gaga. They get numbers there in the tackle, and for a moment they had visions of taking him into touch. He plays it just in time. Maloney comes back to Martin as they try and bring it back away from the sideline for a kick here on the last. Again, from inside their own territory. And Cleary it is who tries to spiral a kick. Not much spin on it, but an easy catch for Johnston all the same. And Tamo leading the chase to make the stop. And they've got the Rabbitohs for once pinned inside their own 20 to begin this set. Graham coming out. Meant a solid hit there by Fisher Harris.
Just watching Cameron Murray in the back place. It's the third tackle for South. He's just getting back behind the ball now. So obviously struggling. Big crook. Chose the play, so
hard to press to find a fitter player in the NRL than Cameron Murray. And there's a ball from Dewey, who was trying to link up there with Ethan Lowe. A couple of moments for the young halfback tonight he'd like over again. It gives the Panthers a real chance here.
Yeah, his best part of his game is Dewey. He's running the football, and I'm sure you get that message out there. Don't try to finesse. Just make things happen with your run.
Bring it back towards the 30 as Kenny gets the dummy half. Cleary standing at first receiver. Put it out towards Maloney. Goes to kick out back on the inside, but there were plenty of red and green jumpers there in front of him, including Lowe and also Knight. Cleary again. Finds Liam Martin, picks out Cody Walker. That's a good stop though. Turner comes in to help out with that tackle. They've got two more here from close range. Cleary, Maloney, they've combined on plenty of passes already. Tonight, a mistake by Gagai. Flicked up there by Fisher Harris.
No advantage, guys.
He took the chance at linking up with a teammate instead. It'll be a knock-on by the Rabbitohs, and 6 more plays coming up for the Panthers.
Well, he read it well enough, didn't he, Gagai?
He did. It just heads-up play from Fisher Harris. There it was there. He just went on the same page. Kick out. Just flicked it between his legs. But Gagai got in the right position, right in the pocket there. Just couldn't come up with it. But there it is there, through the legs. Why not play? It's going to be the same result. They'll get the ball back, the Panthers. 10 metres out.
If he was playing for Queensland, he'd have bounced up and hit him right in the bread basket. He'd have run 30 metres back, kick Danny.
Wesley, leave that for another week.
Some big games for the Maroons. Here's a chance, and they're spread to the right-hand side. Edwards wrapped up here inside the Rabbitohs 10. Started on the front foot last week against the Roosters, having first points. Witterstein is held up here, just burning a tackle while Cleary and Maloney get themselves sorted on that left-hand side. Cleary once again showing it. Had Fisher Harris on his outside, trying to catch out to Tola. Kenny goes to Tamo. Go close to the line, trying to spin his way in. I'll take him to ground within reach of the try line. Again to the left-hand side. Maloney once more. A cutout ball out towards Mansour. The Rabbitohs slid well. He gets away from Dewey. Comes back towards Tola, who grabs him. Mansour, who loves an offload, fires it out the back. Comes to Maloney, who shapes to kick. Inside, Yo doing some stepping, runs to Johnston, who made a try-saving tackle. One more play, a scramble at dummy half. There's going to be a penalty against the Rabbitohs.
I reckon it's fair enough too, because Johnson, who made the tackle, didn't roll out, just laid in the play the ball. Good run here. To'o gets through. Great tackle from Johnson. Just have a look at him trying to get up to play the ball. Hangs on and lays in the ruck. That's a penalty. You've got to make an attempt to get out.
He's lucky because Mitch Kenny was a bit late getting there, wasn't he? Ball's on the ground for a while, but the Penrith Panthers just asking questions all over the field. No sort of structured play about it. They'll have a shot to the left and they'll come back to the middle, have a look out the right. So they're asking plenty of questions of this South Sydney team. Decided to go for 2 points here.
The Rabbitohs couldn't go up to 2 at the other end back in the 5th minute. Nathan Cleary, the sharpshooter that he is, you'd imagine, should be able to give the Panthers a 2-0 lead right here early in this one at ANZ Stadium. And stats will tell you if you kick a penalty goal, you're automatically got a 66% chance to win the game. Just beside the post. So much talk about this young man himself in the lead up to this game. Is he a 7? Is he a 6? We'll wait and see what the Blues hierarchy are thinking. Danny Badiris won't be telling us here tonight, but he puts it between the uprights, and the Panthers lead this one 2 points to 0.
He's had a steady start, hasn't he, Nathan? He's kicked the ball majority of the time, and just like to see him take the line on. He's taken it on a couple of times as well. So confidence-wise, you can see him building into the season. We're halfway through, so he should be.
I like his temperament, Danny. I like the way that he just goes about his business. Nothing really fazzles him. Just goes about, kicks the goal, gets the opportunity. He's been pretty good tonight.
And he's played very much as a first receiver.
Drop that in.
Pans out next Sunday night potentially. Here's Tamo. 20 metres out from his own line. Kenny waiting at dummy half. Coming in for a carry. And there by Knight and Murray. See how Cameron Murray fares in the next 5 or 10 minutes, coming into the game a little bit under the weather. Kick out. Strong carry. Ends up on his elbows and knees. And then Martin saw Knight coming out quickly. Had a little bit of a look, and the pass was slightly behind him as well. And the pressure from Liam Knight forces a turnover.
Yeah, good play from Knight. He's in some good form. He's been really good off the bench. Gets his chance to start tonight. Just picked the ball up there. Mitch Kenny. Bit of a hard pass and hard take for Liam Martin there.
I think he just turned to try and take the impact, didn't he? The ball was knocked on. As you said, good line speed there from Knight. Big job for him tonight. South just through an error from Penrith. They're right on the attack now. 38 out.
See Kenny there in the background of that replay, just grimacing. He knew the pass wasn't the best one he's thrown in his 3+ games. 3 games in the NRL for Mitch Kenny, for 3 wins. After all those straight losses, 6 of them in a row for the Panthers. Through rounds 5 to 10. Totola inside the red zone. Live wire, Damien Cook at dummy half. It goes to Dewey, who did well on a poor pass, and then an even better catch there from Ethan Lowe back on the angle. Tough one to take at speed from point blank range. Murray takes it to the line, grabbed by Fisher Harris. An offload there. Was there a touch from Knight to Cook? Play on the call. And we'll say for the moment that Knight didn't get a hand on that before it came back to Damien Cook, who goes to the right-hand side here. Dewey, who is big and rangy as a number 7. Eventually play it here as Maloney tries to flip him onto his back. Cook, rubbers, picked up there by Cleary, who lost it in the in-goal area. And this might warrant looking at. Cameron Murray coming through.
Yes.
Putting Cleary under pressure.
Okay. Ash.
And he might have inadvertently ground this before Murray got there.
Yeah, mate. Back to tackle 0. What a try. Can you confirm that it is not grounded by Nathan Cleary?
Doesn't seem to ground this.
Cameron Murray.
Because if he doesn't, it's a try to Cameron Murray.
Rabbits kick chase is onside. The ball bounces. It is play on at this stage.
Off his knee.
There is no grounding from Nathan Cleary, and Cameron Murray forces the ball with his wrist.
I don't think
have a decision.
I don't think he deliberately forced the ball. I think his arm just ended up on top of it after the knee had knocked the ball out of the hands of Cleary. That'll be a try. Don't know why he just didn't try and place it. Did try to get back in the field of play.
Green light for Cameron Murray. That'll make him feel better if he's a bit under the weather here tonight. Off the kick by Damien Cook. Had Cleary under pressure. little bit unlucky was Nathan Cleary there, but you make your own luck, and Cameron Murray just goes to the game and makes the game, doesn't he?
Well, it's good reading of the play there from Cleary. The ball was going at a rate of knots. Might have went over the dead ball line, but he read it really well. Bit of misfortune there. Ball hit the knee of Murray. Get the first try for this evening.
Well, as you say, he read the play beautifully there to get himself in a position to clean up in the in-goal area. Cleary. And just the knee of Murray. He don't look real good either. Look at that.
Well, he's always around the ball, isn't he, Cam Murray? So he scored a couple of tries this year off the kick, just chasing kicks.
Well, he was the man just a little bit earlier, got the offload out the back, which put him upfield there. Anyway, here's the conversion. Dewey.
Who missed? Well, Dane Gagai missed from 20 metres out right in front. Dane has been sacked or sacked himself. Adam Dewey takes the kick, and it is 6 points to 2. Damien Cook again involved in another try for South Sydney. Just always there and hasn't really carved them open from dummy half as yet, but he supplies the kick that leads to the points first up.
Well, it's a part of his game that has evolved, and it's a part of his game he's really working hard at. You saw in Origin, probably kicked it he kicked it probably half a dozen times. So it's one of those things, it's a real weapon for him. Just choosing when to do it is key.
Not bad for a dummy half. 17 try assists now. Pretty good.
Stay on. We're back underway. Panthers go deep down towards Cody Walker, who will hand it off here for Junior Totola, who brings it back. Wittgenstein there involved in the tackle as Cook waits at dummy half. It was Campbell Graham. Long Sutton relinquishing the captaincy tonight for Cody Walker to have the C next to his name. Now Knights, he played his part in the lead up to the try. Can that force the error on Liam Martin? The Rabbitohs gain possession and grab 6 points off the back of it. Here's Knight rolling over the top. Frank Wittgenstein trying to pinch a couple of metres in the play the ball. No markers, so Cook jumps out. Links up with Graham on this left-hand side. It's a kick back in field. Johnston is there. So much speed. Tries to pass it to Graham. Loses it forward in the process.
Wingers can't kick. Can they block? How good was that kick from Campbell Graham? Good heads-up play. Nice vision. Back on the inside. Here goes Cook, scampering out a dummy half. Off to Graham. Beautiful little kick. Straight in field to Johnson. Just the cover came and got him.
Gee, I like the way Johnson checked himself to make sure he was onside then that time. Got wonderful speed, hasn't he? Just tried to force the issue there. Trying to score back-to-back tries. The Rabbitohs.
Just gets across the ground so easily, returning from a knee injury, the fullback tonight. Taking the place of Corey Allen, who's been very good for the Rabbitohs, but getting a breather for the moment from Wayne Bennett. A kick out. Play it here just outside the Panthers 30. Play 5 for Tamo to work it forward, standing in the tackle before he's taken to ground. Murray tries to slow down the play of the ball. Last play, and they'll shift it down that short side on the last. Naden put Mansour under pressure. A toe forward here. It's play on. If it stays in play, Gagai kicks it. His second one goes out on the full.
You're going to talk about that jersey again, was.
Well, if he'd scored off that play, kicking it twice, I'd have suggested he maybe was wearing a maroon jersey under his red and green one. There's a problem here for Brent Naden. They chose to run it on the last. Mansour knocks it on, then towed forward there by Gagai. And it will be a changeover. He took his advantage with the kick and the second kick, certainly. And so Penrith get it, despite the mistake here by Mansour.
Shot.
Walker jamming in. Rev up there and put a shot on Liam Martin. Naden for the moment just limping out there on that left-hand side and feeling the lower right leg.
I might try and bring Justin Hodges in here. Hodjo, the Jets yet to take off. Hasn't seen much ball out in that right. How would you like to see him get the ball?
Yeah, I'd like to see him maybe come in the dummy half. I think that's always been the problem with the Jet. He likes to get early ball on the outside, but sometimes it doesn't come your way. He's got to go looking for the ball because he's such a dangerous threat.
The ball might come towards him for the moment. Here he is in defence, riding the back of Bill Kickout. It's a fair ride as well. Takes him down inside the 10. Kenny at dummy half. For Liam Martin has Tamo on his outside, but just takes them on himself. He's tough, he's nuggety. He's a workhorse as well. He goes close there as Kenny finds Cleary. Back on the inside for Winterstein. Grabbed around the legs there by Murray and Totola over the top. Just brought down short. Kenny for Liam Martin again. He digs for the line. Again they go close, but they can't crack them. You'd imagine there'd be space out wide, and again late in the tackle count, on the last in fact, the Rabbitohs give away a penalty. You'd imagine they'll tap it here and go at them.
Yeah, Jim Maloney looks like he's going to do that. What would you not want to happen if you're South Sydney? Will probably defend another set. So someone's gone down here, which is Liam Knight. Buy a bit of time.
Some desperate goal line tackles made by a number of forwards, including Murray, Totola also.
Johnson underneath there with that last tackle. I don't see how this is an advantage to the attacking team. Anyway.
Check Liam Knight, he's okay. Here's Fisher Harris. Running towards Lowe and also Dewey. Kenny scampers to dummy half. Cleary back on the inside here for Liam Martin. Tamo went through the line, almost got tangled up. The Rabbitohs defenders. Might have been a good thing there that Martin didn't score, otherwise that was going to the bunker. Come out to this right-hand side. Edwards finds Isaiah Yeo. Both Maloney and Cleary camped out there on that left-hand side for the most part in attack from what we've seen so far through the opening 22 minutes. A long left-hand side here from close range. Cleary, a nice pass from Kenny, finds an equally good ball to Maloney, who takes them on. Murray is there, so is Cook. Now Cleary wrapping to that left-hand side. Edwards taking the ground there by James Roberts, who read it beautifully, jamming in from right centre. They go to the short side, they roll it in, still bouncing around. Johnston forced it, and it will be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, nice play there from the halves from the Penrith Panthers. You saw Maloney in the middle of the field taking on the defensive line, and then a nice bit of organisation from Nathan Cleary, just getting out the back pass to Dylan Edwards. Whips around on the keep going, drops onto his left foot, forces another repeat set of 6.
Nice touch from Nathan Cleary, who's had plenty of touches so far in this game. The Rabbitohs go long. So plenty of teams opt for the short one, dropouts in 2019, and plenty of results as well. Tamo brings it back. Kenny waits at dummy half. Here is Cleary at the line. Maloney bypasses kick out with a 3-on-2 for a moment there until Roberts recovered well. And again, it's Edwards who's taken the ground with some help from Gagai. Mansell comes back through Naden, who's shaken off that knock to the lower leg a moment ago. Kenny looking for Cleary, who stands a long way from dummy half, and as a result the pass was a poor one.
I think there was a little bit of indecision there who the ball was going to go to from the dummy half. It's Kenny again with an ordinary pass. You couldn't really blame Liam Martin for knocking that one on. It was hard to pick up.
Just picks the ball up a little bit too much. Mitch Kenny should just whip it off the ground. Just get his technique right there and get that ball as fast as he can into the hands of his halves, Nathan Cleary. That right edge of the South Sydney team is their best edge, but tonight there's 3 new defenders out there. That's why you see the Penrith Panthers pumping that side.
They've done all the hard work. They've forced the South Sydney side into a couple of line dropouts, but not throwing that much at them.
It stays at 6-2. 15 minutes out from halftime here at ANZ tonight. Melbourne Storm earlier this afternoon, a big win against Newcastle down in Melbourne. Some collision there. Liam Martin underneath, coming out looking to put a real shot on Mark Nichols, and now here is Dewey taking them on. The support around him just couldn't link up with Roberts and others who were pushing up. Come back to the left-hand side. Walker, flat ball there for Sutton. In fact, they're going to say it was more than flat. Sutton can't believe it. It was a very close call, and they were on a roll as well, the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, you're right. There's a fast play of the ball. There's Martin getting up, trying to make up. I wouldn't say it was his error. It was a poor pass, but that's one thing Martin does. He makes up for his errors. Yeah, that ball just didn't come out to the left quick enough. Just fell off his pass there, Walker.
And Dewey must have been listening to your commentary. He's running the football now, which is good. He tried to finesse his way in the first couple of times that he touched the footy. That time he dug into the line. No support there for him.
The jet was coming. He was flying by on his right. Just missed him.
Just couldn't link up with him with defenders around him. Adam Dewey.
Hold, guys, hold, David. Hold, go. Liam, come on.
Here's Malone. Again, Kickow was there. Not quite the timing on the play. Didn't know if he was going to receive the pass or be the decoy. He ducked out of the way. Maloney's ball. Mansell. He finds Kickow. They take it forward. They've had plenty of chances at this end, as you said, boys. 18 tackles already inside the red zone for the Panthers for just the 2 points off the penalty. Fisher-Harris going backwards here. Strong tackle made by Nichols. Totola, Liam Knight. Now a little in and away. Cleary had Edwards on his outside. Maloney pushing up through the middle. Gets a chance to go at them. Links up with Edwards. Johnston grabs him, fullback on fullback. And again, they're just 5 metres out. Last tackle here. Kenny this time fires it to Cleary on the chest. Johnston was there, read it nicely. Can't bring it back into the field of play. And again, the Panthers are forced to drop out.
Yeah, that's good game management, isn't it? The South Sydney faithful here blowing up about the forward pass there to the middle of the field. Here it is here. There goes Cleary taking them on. Get an offload out the back here to Kenny. Just saying that that's forward. They've got a fair question there. A good support up the middle of the field from Edwards. And then a nice little kick to finish it off from Cleary.
They go long again. Bounces down to Cleary, who hands it off to Tamo. Skips straight past Junior to Tola there. He had support there through Damien Cook, who made the tackle. Regan Campbell-Gillard fresh off the bench here for Ivan Cleary. 28 minutes into this first half.
Wade Egan on in the dummy half too.
Dean Britt also out there now for the Rabbitohs. Another change made by Wayne Bennett. Missed there by Kyle Turner on Isaiah Yeo. A couple of back rowers filling in the centres. Cleary showing it, taking them on himself. Low reeling out of the tackle. Eventually wrapped up there by Britt. Goes through Egan. Maloney. They were up. They were disjointed, and Kickow went straight through a hole.
Yep.
A jagged defensive line, and Bill Kickow, he makes them pay and levels it up at 6 each.
Yeah, why wouldn't they keep going to that left edge when you got that man there, Viliami Kickow, just pouring through holes? But that did make a lot easier for James Maloney, as you spoke about, was that defensive line at 6s and 7s, and just nice ball playing from that number 6 there in James Maloney.
I think you'll find that James Roberts turned out, then had to change his mind to come back in, but Maloney, the double pumping, sums it up. Dewey come in to make the tackle. He didn't have to come in. Kick out. Well, goes over unopposed. He's a unit. 2 tries last week, 1 in the first half this week.
22 tackles inside the Rabbitohs 20 to come up with the points there. 4 tries in his past 4 games, including that double you mentioned last week, Blocky, against the Roosters. He was almost at times unstoppable force against the defending champs up there at Penrith last Sunday afternoon. Running onto a nice pass there. They've really favoured that left-hand side, not quite exclusively, but it's been 90-10 as far as a breakdown of percentages between the left-hand side and the right-hand side tonight. Yeo, To'o haven't had too many chances to look at the ball in attack. It's all been to that left-hand side, and they finally got them. Cleary to put the Panthers back in front from out wide, hooking it back, flags up for Penrith, and they lead the Rabbitohs here 8 points to 6.
Yeah, Maloney's got a good tempo about him, hasn't he, in his last few weeks? But the tempo of going to the line, ball playing, just making the defensive line come out and try and get him, going fast, going slow. But geez, it'd be nice to have that man running off your hip. You just have to hit him. But beautiful ball playing there from James Maloney. Very experienced in that part of the game.
Wait for it, Adam.
Just a try apiece with 10 remaining in this first half. Doing it is to get us back underway. A deep kickoff goes down to fielded there by Edwards, and Tamo brings it back. So all the pressure eventually tells on South Sydney. And they crack them on that left-hand side. To'o to work it away. Inside his own 10. Not too many metres there as he's grabbed by Britt and Lowe and Damien Cook. Egan has to wait a dummy half. Campbell Gillard. Not much happening for him as a result. Tomamone is also out there now for the Rabbitohs on debut tonight. Getting a chance with so many players missing, including, as we said, all three Burgess brothers. Sam and George injured, and George unwell, Sam injured, Tom suspended off the back of the stink here last week against the Knights.
Yeah, this will be the important period for the Rabbitohs, is their bench. Their bench are coming on, very inexperienced. As you spoke about, Amone yet to debut this year. Reece Kennedy's only played one game, so they're in a depth crisis from a point of view. They've used 28 players already this season, the South Sydney team, so bench has got a big job.
Well, spread from inside their own 20, and Graham does well, has to get to ground, and then still trying to be dragging him into touch there. To'o and also Yo had a chance to perhaps turn the ball over, couldn't manage it, and did well in the end, Graham, to make sure he didn't find the sideline. Here's Britt. An anxious Wayne Bennett. Don't see him on the front of the chair too often like that, do you? He's sitting back fairly calm and stony-faced, but he's a little nervous of what he's seeing at the moment. Dewey with a strong clearing kick. To'o going back. Oh, quite at an age to pick that one up. I bet for all the money in the world he was going to let that go into touch, and then at the very last second he picked it up, and he's only just going to stay
Did his foot
out of the inside area.
There? I'd love to see a replay.
Might have been a millimetre. Boy, a confident call at the death to play it that one. Watch it again. Ooh, very close. As cool as you like. Now an offload. It comes back to Egan, who finds Edwards. He had Cleary pushing up with Leota and others on his outside. He popped the ball there and kept it going. There looked to be a real chance for Penrith. Then he takes the tackle. Maloney goes a tackle early, looking for a 40-20, and certainly had the angle on it. There was a good catch. Going back over his shoulder like an outfielder in Major League Baseball. He made a good catch there, Dane Gagai.
He's getting back pretty early, Dane Gagai. Getting back, so they've got pretty much three fullbacks there. Catch the ball on the full. So James Maloney will be looking for that, because he kicked early and he caught that on the full, so he knows he's not going to be there next time.
Here is Graham. He put his hand up, had plenty of carries already in his opening half hour plus. Dean Britt with speed at the line, had the ball in an awkward position there and did well to hang on to it. The tackle of Martin and also Leota. Here is Amono. He's a big unit, isn't he? He takes it down to just outside the 20. Cook looking to his right-hand side. Last play here. Dewey at first receiver, puts it in the air. Walker coming through, doing the chasing. Graham tacks it backwards. Play on. Sutton ends up with it, trying to keep it alive. In the end, I think he tried to put a kick in. Had it poised there in front of him, and just couldn't get an arm free to find a teammate. And the Panthers end up with it through Edwards.
He had on a platter, didn't he? Just held out that left hand and tried to get his left foot onto it.
I think the coach will be looking for a little bit more from Sutton in this first half. He's hardly touched the footy.
Good carry there by Mansour, and a bit of momentum had them rolling down that left-hand side until, importantly, it came back to Fisher-Harris, and Dewey helped out to make a stop there. Maloney again working them over with Kikau, his accomplice, down that short left-hand side. Big metres here, though, off the turnover. 50 plus at this point as Mansour comes back to the middle of the field. Invariably looking for an offload. Can't get it free this time, surely. Britt has the ball locked up well and truly there. Here's Leota. Short ball for Martin. Walker tries to make a one-on-one tackle before Kyle Turner comes in to help out. And the last play, that'll help with the play the ball going backwards there. Egan finds Cleary. who puts it up. It's a no spin floater, an awful kick to handle. Coming forward, Gagai in Maroons mode brings it up to almost play at the halfway line.
Oh, that's beautiful play from Dane Gagai. Is there an error there? Oh, what a take from Gagai, and he returned it with
I'll take this
a heap of interest.
Well, he should have won the penalty there, Gagai. He's trying to get to his feet.
Let's have a look at this.
Back down. Great take. What about the speed off the mark? Beats Maloney.
That was a great catch on a ball that was just knuckleballing through the air. Here he is trying to get back to his feet, hanging on. Well, he was on his feet. Certainly,
yeah, that's a tough penalty.
That might have been a hard one against Dane Gagai.
That's a tough penalty.
We didn't let him go.
You see a lot worse than that with players still on their knees, planting the ball down to get back to their feet to play it. And to continue on. That might have been harsh against the Rabbitohs there. See if the Panthers can make a little bit of the luck in our eyes that they just received as Mansour plays it just outside the 40. Try a piece. They lead by 2. Martin goes here to Walker. Take it down inside the 30. And lies a few metres further as well.
Just think the Panthers lack a little bit of speed on the edges.
Clear.
Kick out's very strong, but they've got those explosive players.
Now Maloney will in and away. Leota back on the inside. Couldn't hang on. In fact, it was Fisher Harris.
No, lost into a South player.
And as he juggled the ball, it touched a Rabbitoh, forcing an automatic knock on. Watch it again and see if that was the case. Maybe just there. Did it touch the arm of Damien Cook? That's what the referee thought. Perhaps if it didn't, Rabbitohs fans will be saying it might have been a little bit of justice after all.
Yeah, they're looking to play a lot more direct now, aren't they? There's a couple of little shifts in the play of the Panthers, but once they shift it, they're going direct, and sure, for the second half, that's the play.
They've been forced to do a lot of defence inside their own 20 to begin this game, and now here's Kyle Turner going backwards. The Panthers already with 23 tackles inside the Rabbitohs 20. Sutton, not much happening there. Martin all over him. Cook comes across here to Britt, who was under pressure. They jumped the gun, and perhaps the baying of the Rabbitohs crowd would have encouraged the referee to blow the whistle then.
That's a fair penalty. He's well in front there, Regan Campbell-Gillard. It was right in front of the referee. With the crowd noise, there's no alternative for the referee but to blow that penalty.
It's good to see Regan Campbell-Gillard get off the line and try and put some heat on the opposition, but he's trying to make a statement here.
Gee, there was a good tackle there by Liam Martin. And the carry by Sutton off the tap restart came out and really snapped it.
He can tackle Martin, can't he?
We've established that pretty quickly in his time in the NRL. Dewey at the back. Ball goes to ground again. Picked up here by Roberts. Naden grabs a hold of him and then has an idea he's going to do a Gordy Tallis on Brett Hodgson there for a moment. About the same place of this famous piece of turf. They're just outside the 30. Gagai playing. Comes to Cook at first receiver. Walker now linking with Johnston. He goes immediately to Graham. Plenty of black jumpers though in front of him, and the winger brings it away from the sideline to play it on the last inside the Penrith 20. It's Walker to put the kick in the air, floating back with it. Maloney was there, so was Edwards. They left the ground from the field of play, and this will be a goal line dropout.
That's a beautiful kick from Cody Walker. The way he kicked that, that's exactly where you want to land it, straight on the half's head, which is a smaller man. You usually got a back row or a centre coming through. Look where it just sits him still on that goal line. Maloney does really well to get up and get that ball and secure it.
He's at everything, isn't he, Maloney? He's not setting up tries. He's always back covering up. Gets himself in the position there. It was a good kick, as you said, from Walker. Aiming at that upright. They get one last opportunity before half-time now, the South Sydney side.
50 seconds remaining, and it's Britt to bring it back. Good carry to get them back into a strong attacking position. And he has that ball up around the shoulder there, but manages to hang on to it. Nichols. They're set now. On this left-hand side in particular, Walker and Sutton itching for it. They go to the right-hand side through Amoni. It goes pretty close there. Only a couple of metres out. A desperate tackle made by Edwards. Cook finds Britt. I don't know that he was expecting it. Walker frustrated there at first receiver. Shaking his head as the ball went to the wrong man. Now Cook looking for a Monet again, coming out quickly. It was Egan who got a hand on it and knocked it down. And that will ensure that Penrith takes the lead into the sheds with them at half-time. Not the set of 6 that the Rabbitohs were looking for with one last shot at them. And it's a try apiece, and at the break, it's the Panthers on top, looking for 4 straight wins here tonight. They lead the Rabbitohs 8-6. Second half coming up at ANZ Stadium. The Rabbitohs at home taking on the Panthers. It's Penrith who lead this one 8-6 as they head back out for the second 40 minutes. Viliami kick out, the try scorer for the Panthers, and a real attacking weapon down that left-hand side again tonight. Let's go downstairs. Justin Hodges standing by with Penrith coach Ivan Cleary.
I'm joined here by Ivan Cleary, mate. Tough first half, but you must have been proud of the boys to fight back and come back in the half-time 8-6 up.
Yeah, I thought we started okay. Probably just let them off the hook a couple of times. An unfortunate try they scored, but yeah, I think we're going okay as long as we keep trying to get through them rather than try and get around them.
What was the key message at half-time for the boys to make sure they come over the 2 points in the second half?
Yeah, I think there's times where South's really turned up the intensity and we've just got to make sure we can either match at it, but more so we get the opportunity to do it. We need to do that too, so looking forward to it.
No worries, mate. Good luck, eh?
Thanks, mate.
Bit of rain falling for the first time here tonight as they come back out for this second half. We'll see if they can follow the instructions there of Ivan Cleary of playing through the middle of this depleted Rabbitohs forward pack. And some metres at various stages, the Rabbitohs, but this man Cody Walker fairly quiet after all the talk off the back of his performance, being benched during the second half of Origin 1 for New South Wales. Not that many involvements, a bit of a surprise given that he's been fresh and rested for this game.
Yeah, you'd be expecting a big 40 from Cody in this second half, especially the coaching staff definitely of the Rabbitohs would be. They needed a little bit more go forward from the big men, and he's to jump on the back of that.
See if he can stamp his authority on this game in the second half. We know what Cody Walker can do. He's been doing it for most of this 2019 season. Tomamone gets it underway for the Rabbitohs as Sutton takes it beyond the 20. Rabbitohs had the lead at one stage off the back of the opportunist try scored by Cameron Murray when he forced a loose ball from Nathan Cleary in the in-goal area. Rain getting heavier here as these first few tackles play out. And the resumption. Nichols brings it back to almost the halfway line. Damien Cook on his right-hand side finds Adam Dewey, and he's done most of the kicking in this game. On his right edge as well. Edwards bringing it back. And the Panthers begin at their own 30.
If you have a look on the other side, James Maloney demands the football. Cody Walker hasn't gone looking for it. We saw it with one run in the first half. Whereas Maloney wants his hands on the ball. So needs just to change his mental state at the moment and try and go and look for the footy.
We'll wait and see what the announcement of the New South Wales team is as the Panthers go across the halfway line. Wayne Bennett in the lead up to this game said he couldn't understand picking a player for one game only. We'll wait and see if that is the case. With Cody Walker as kick-out again combines here with James Maloney, then pops the ball out the back before he was taken to ground. Fisher Harris gives it off to Campbell Gillard, standing there, grabbed by an arm only by Sutton. It means that Dean Britt has to come in and help out. So does Nichols. They eventually take him to ground. The Panthers have one more here as Maloney puts it in the air, out wide, a chance for Mansour. Naden was also there, and he is a real leaper. We've seen that in his games in the NRL to this point. Good take, though, by Dane Gagai. They work it away through Roberts. Hit there by Kickout. Plays it quickly, though, and Gagai, with Maloney not square at mark, it jumps out. And just like that on two plays, they've done well to bring it back outside the 20.
Yeah, both these teams didn't miss too many tackles in the first half. You look at it two different ways. You look at it, they've tackled really well. There just hasn't been enough questions asked. So a little bit more running harder. The basics of the game should see this game open up.
Here's a ball on the ground from Cody Walker. They're going to say it's a knock on by the Rabbitohs. An early touch here. Trying to shift it on there for a spread from inside their own territory.
Well, it's mistakes like that that really give the opportunity to the Panthers now, deep in the half of the South Sydney side. Just a little bit overrun there. Eddie Walker want to change his mind rather than going out the back, hit the front lead runner. And they make the mistake. They can't keep offering the Panthers that ball.
Penrith win the scrum. The pass from Walker, which ricocheted forward off the shoulder there of John Sutton. Now the Panthers put it down. Instead, they're going to say there was a second player in the tackle to rip the ball away from Brent Naden.
Let's have a look at it. We see it every week now in every game. So many players understand how this rule works. Just dropping out of the tackle. Dewey, is he in there? Geez, only just a hand on. Ball's raked forward anyway. Penrith ball, 22 out.
It's hard, mistake, penalty. They're in the front seat now, aren't they, the Panthers?
They cracked only the once defensively, South Sydney, after all the pressure the Panthers had on them. See how they fare here as Cleary turns Leota back underneath. Campbell-Gillard keeps it going for kick out. Runs towards Dewey, who had his head in the wrong position there in that tackle. Did well eventually with some help from James Roberts, who's picked up a knock to the head or an eye injury potentially. Leota runs towards Damien Cook and got those bumper bars up right on the chin there of Cook. New South Wales, an Australian hooker, did well. Egan to the right-hand side. Edwards, little shuffle, shake and bake. Comes back to the middle and then almost just submits in the tackle. Scared about an obstruction play there potentially. Egan finds Cleary, who takes them on. Good stop, one-on-one by Mark Nichols. Another penalty though.
And that's twice. They went the right way with Dylan Edwards, but he just didn't have the confidence to throw the ball. Yo was he was open, Toto was open, and they come back to the middle. And just taking him on there, Nathan Cleary. The Penrith right is where it's at.
It's happen and go. Fisher Harris links up with Liam Martin, dumps it out the back to Isaiah Yeo. 30 plays now inside the red zone for the Panthers with just the one try through kick-out. As Cleary finds Leota again. It's Cook on the receiving end. Good hands. Egan for Martin. Strong tackle by Walker. Only a metre out with the help of Sutton. Toto gets into dummy half. Fires a nice ball to Cleary. Maloney. They have linked up on so many occasions tonight. Campbell-Gillard to play. 10 metres out. Egan from dummy half. Not much doing there with Johnston at a defender. Making the tackle as they shut the door on him with the help of Dean Britt. They've held on for 4. Edwards at dummy half. Here's Cleary. In and the way on Sutton. Gives it off to Isaiah Yeo. Cook is there. Working hard from the middle with the help of Walker. And they've got one more play. It's Cleary at first receiver back on this open side. He'll kick it towards the corner. Going through. The option was Naden, who is a real leaper. He brings it down and plants it for 4 more points for Penrith.
The athletic Naden. Last week he had a superb game out there at the foot of the mountains against the Roosters. And that's the athletic ability that this man does possess. Great kick once again from Cleary to finish off the set. Asked a few questions right and always comes down to what sort of kicks at the end of it. And it's a pinpoint, perfect kick for Naden to score.
He called for this kick too, didn't he? And Cleary, no one went up and contested the football there for the South Sydney side. Naden, a perfect grab, slams the footy down. They had to score there. The Panthers have had a lot of footy. Mistakes from the Rabbitohs coming off their own line. No one competing for the footy. Naden scores for the Panthers to open the scoring in the second half.
An upgrade to his development contract. The lead up to this game has him firmly now inside the top 30, so they won't have to worry about any changes and him being ineligible to play between here and the end of this 2019 season, as far as the Panthers potentially can go. Great tap back last week off a Maloney kick, which ended up with Kickow scoring a try. And he was up above the pack again here tonight. Cleary from beside the uprights adds the extra 2 and takes them out to an 8-point lead. The Panthers 14, the Rabbitohs 6.
If you're heading to the grand final this year, celebrate the season with your ultimate grand final package. Enjoy the official pre-game party, get an exclusive stadium tour, and your chance to meet your favourite NRL players. Book your experience at NRLtravel.com, the official travel agent of the NRL.
Sounded like John Laws. Terrific read.
You got the golden mic out too.
Was that a pass?
Excellent. Well done.
He just learned to read.
And the kickoff goes down deep as the Golden Tonsils just rest for a moment. Leota brings it back out. Nathan Cleary, that kick there for the try for Nader was his first try assist in the NRL since round 6. Really remarkable. Probably tells you a lot about the Panthers' attack so far this season and what hasn't been happening for them. Tries have been hard to come by. Here's Maloney at the line, going to kick out. Popped the ball, it was forward though, and off the back of points, the Rabbitohs get a chance to try and hit back.
See, that's what you don't need. You don't need to force the ball. You've got to get to your kick after you score points. That was an impossible pass. He's had a good game, kick out, but that time he didn't need to throw that ball. Take the tackle. Get to your kick.
If you want to have that ruthless mentality locked, you need to just put your nose to the ground there, get down and play it. Don't worry about that. He's got the ability, there's no doubt about that for Kikau, but as a team, and then you can see it, he's half, his leader there. Let's get to the kick.
The bunny is off the back of the scrum wing. Dewey for Walker. Again, a pass goes to ground. He's lacking confidence here tonight. It can be an elusive thing, can't it? When you've got it, and he's had it by the bucketful for most of this season. And he seems to be a little bit down, perhaps off the back of all the talk from Origin 1. And the headline saying that it's going to be Cleary and Pearce as the halves combination for game 2 for New South Wales as it rattled Cody Walker. You can make a case on what we've seen here tonight. Here he is going to Dewey. Comes across to John Sutton. He'll take it inside the 20. Rare foray inside the red zone for the Rabbitohs. Now Cook. His right-hand side. Walker spinning away from kick out. Standing, offloading. Goes back to Brits. Taken to the ground. One more play here on the last. Cook jumping out of dummy half. Sutton almost in behind. It comes out to Graham. What a pass by John Sutton. And if the obstruction or potential obstruction there with Kyle Turner gets cleared, they've hit straight back.
This looks to be all okay. Oh no. We'll have a look where he catches this ball.
Where he catches
John
the
Sutton.
ball and that he's obstructed the defender sliding out.
Liam Martin's number 13. And is he catching that ball on the inside? It's hard to tell on this angle. Looks like he's at the back of him, doesn't it? Here it is. This is a better angle for it. Take your pick there. I'm happy with it. Beautiful cover defence from Dylan Edwards and Nathan Cleary.
Well, they should have wrapped him up here anyway. We've put a number of people around Sutton here.
Kyle Turner has run directly at James Fisher-Harris and has prevented his ability to make the tackle. We have a decision.
Hard to argue with. I mean, I don't have an issue. It's almost like a sleeper going into the line, really, isn't it? And just getting involved in the defensive line. And Fisher-Harris really, even though he tackled Kyle Turner, denied a chance with Turner in front of John Sutton. I mean, it's not the NFL, is it?
No, had a couple of angles to look at that.
Penrith really should have made the tackle on Sutton.
Well, it's, yeah, to have to say that he couldn't make the tackle, he just come up the wrong one, but
Let's hope it fires the Rabbitohs up.
Chance goes begging right there. It stays at 14 points to 6 with Egan at dummy half off the back of Edwards. Into the middle. Campbell Gillard working it forward. Stopped there by Nichols. Also Mono. Here's Cleary. Liam Martin, losing the ball again. Picked up by Cody Walker. And the Panthers off the back of the try by Naden. Just battling to get through a set of 6. Giving the Rabbitohs a chance again right here.
There's a couple of good signs for the Rabbitohs with Cody Walker. The ball's starting to find him a little bit.
He's one pass away about being back in form. You watch.
Put the ball down there, Liam Martin. He's a good mover across the ground, isn't he? Step at the line as well. Now at the back, play on here for Roberts to go across to Gagai. Did some hurdling over the top there of Maloney and stayed in the field of play. A pretty fair effort in the end. Johnston goes wider still. Here is Cook looking for an option. Walker was there behind him. Now Sutton finds Turner. They'll wrap him up through Isaiah Yeo. And the Panthers thought there might have been a little knock on there as he was taken to ground. Cook finds Walker. He's coming down Main Street. Nothing doing there for Dean Britt. He'll play it here on the last. Cook at dummy half in front of the uprights. They go back to Johnston. Sutton on the run around. 3-on-2. Graham, nothing doing there. Good tackle by Brian To'o. And he gets the congratulations of Cleary and Martin.
That's really good defence from that right edge of the Penrith Panthers. All did everything together, all on the same page as Naden get his right ankle looked at. Nice. Alex Johnson starting to inject himself into the game. Him and Walker, that's where it's going to be at for this second half.
Just a light drizzle continuing to fall here at Sydney Olympic Park as it comes out the back to Edwards. A couple of chances in close succession there for the Rabbitohs for no result. And now Fisher Harris working up with Mansour. Egan still out there at the moment for Mitch Kenny. Fisher Harris again. Strong carry pushing up, playing in the 10 jersey. The depleted front row stocks for the Panthers. Maloney's kick to skid off this greasy surface, and one bouncer straight though to Alex Johnston. The Panthers do get to their kick this time around, and that will please Ivan Cleary, no doubt, having watched them put it down a couple of times in a row.
Well, the Panthers have never beaten the Rabbitohs here at ANZ Stadium in 7 goes, I think it is. And Alex Johnston, last time they played here, around 2017, he scored 5 tries. So he's a man that needs to get a little bit more involved here. Johnson.
Tom Amone in the front row with the Blacktown Workers and Winnie Magpies in the New South Wales Intra-Super Premiership. Now the Canterbury Cup. On the left-hand side, Turner is wrapped up there by Yeo and also Cleary. Here's Walker. Comes wide. Fires it to Sutton, who puts a kick in behind them. Tries to find the gap there between Edwards and also Mansour, but the fullback comes across to cut it off. They'll keep it in Penrith hands at their own 20.
Not really throwing that much at him, South. That kick there from Sutton should have been a better one with the experience that he's got. First bounce straight to Dylan Edwards. They're up over the 30 now, or there's a mistake. Don't play the football properly that time, Josh Mansour. And again, a gift to the South Sydney side. About 28 out.
Yeah, look, this has been their problem all year, hasn't it? The Penrith Panthers have won 3 in a row, but before that, everyone knows the troubles they've had. It's just the ability to hold on to the football, making mistakes. Their completion rate's been well down. It's just so hard for any team to get some consistency and some rhythm.
Third mistake at their own end, Danny, now since half-time.
There was. I just noticed Cam Murray doesn't look to be up and about as well, so I don't think he'll be returning. We'll have to get Justin Hodges maybe to chase that one up for us.
Murray off the field at the moment. Likewise, Adam Dewey. Reece Kennedy coming onto the field for the Rabbitohs. It's game number 2 for him as Cook goes out the left-hand side. Gagai is over there, filling in now. We'll take a look at this reshuffled back line for the Rabbitohs. Cook from dummy half. Players in motion. One of them is Liam Knight, who was collared there by Maloney. Play on it is until he's wrapped up. There'll be a penalty for the high shot by that man, James Maloney.
Oh, I didn't call it, mate.
A little mozzie bite on Liam Knight there.
It's a gift 2 points. Should they want to take the 2 here from right in front, they'll turn it to a 6-point deficit. Instead, they'll take the tap and go at them. Going close, getting across the line, in fact. Britt will be held up here.
Let him go, let him go.
Regan Campbell-Gillard in the most part.
Dylan, let it go.
Edwards wants to try and slow things down. The Panthers another couple of seconds of a breather. They bring it back out to the 10. Cook underway again. Here's Knight firing a ball. It was there for the taking. Isaiah Yeo only had eyes for Cody Walker. If he was looking at the ball, he could have taken an intercept and streaked away. Kennedy brings it back, plays it quickly as well. Cook, short ball, Liam Knight! Did he end up on the line? I think he did.
He's in.
It's 4 points for Liam Knight and the Rabbitohs, and they are right back in this contest.
Yeah, I spoke about Damien Cook's kicking game, how it's evolved, but this part of his game is on point this year in 2019. Just a little subtly getting out, going right into the defensive line and engaging the line. And why wouldn't you? If you're a big man, you just line up. You know you're going to get in space because he's doing it so well at the moment. Great try to Liam Knight to get him back into this match.
Yeah, it would have been tough for Liam Knight coming into this game without all the Burgess boys. That is a real front rower's try there, right next to the upright. Just bounces off it, slams the footy down. Good effort from the young fella. A lot of responsibility for him tonight. He gets South back in the game.
The 3 errors at this end of the field by the Panthers really hurt them. The penalty given away by James Maloney for the high shot on the try scorer, Liam Knight, who scores his first try in the NRL against a team other than the West Tigers. 2 before tonight, both against the Tigers. And back with the kicking duties with Dewey off the field. Dane Gagai, no mistake here from right in front. It's a 2-point game, Justin.
Yeah, well, this man here on screen, Damien Cook, well, what a play. He just challenges every single time he comes out of dummy half. Lovely little short ball. And if you're looking around, the South Sydney players are missing a lot of experienced players, and they're looking around to see who's going to step up. But this man here, Damien Cook, if they're going to get home, it's in the back of him.
What I do like as well is it's good coaching from Wayne Bennett. He's moved Cody Walker to half and Sutton into the 5'8" role. So just has to get his hands on the ball here. He'll come home strong. On the back of that man, combining with Damien Cook, new look spine.
You would think that they've got the strike, wouldn't you? The South Sydney side. Coming home, got that try now, 14-12. It's game on now.
Restart by James Maloney, down to the corner. A little slip of the hands there. Campbell Graham in these greasy conditions with the rain falling during this second half. Cody Walker at dummy half. Goes to Dean Britt. 2 try assists for Damien Cook. The 2 tries they've scored here tonight. What a player he has become in the NRL and beyond. Roberts now to the outside. Jimmy the Jet away down the touchline. Back on the inside. Dane Gagai will streak away. And in the space of 2 minutes, the Rabbitohs have taken the lead.
Jimmy the Jet. He's finally taken off here at ANZ Stadium for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. How good is it when he just pins it back, just takes off, and Gagai does a great job to come back on the inside. Nice bit of distribution through the middle of the field, swings it out to the right, and there he goes, bang, on the outside of Mansour. Then Gagai just back on the inside. Select pass from the Jet. Beautiful play from the South Sydney team.
And what about the awareness of Gagai to come back on the inside? And Sutton has been moved to 5'8". Jimmy the Jet gets on the outside of his man. Look at Gagai just cutting back inside. Once he got the football, that was all she wrote. Sprints away to score, back-to-back tries. As I said, they've got some strikes, South. Gagai gets the try.
They take a chance. The slippery conditions to shift it inside their own 20 off the back of the try by Liam Knight. Finished off by this man off the back of the work by James Roberts. What a sight he is down the touchline. My goodness.
He was right in front of the faithful, was too, wasn't it? It's the first sight of him for 2019. They're out of their chair.
Gagai adds 2 more points to extend the lead to make it 18-14. He wasn't feeling the love up there in Brisbane. James Roberts said with Wayne, I can tell him how I'm feeling and be straight up with him. He's always brutally honest with me, and that's what he needed, he said. Said he didn't have that up in Brisbane anymore. He certainly has it down here in South Sydney, and he'll be feeling the love from the faithful off the back of that.
I think he's feeling it from his teammates too. They all rushed over. Wonderful to see him get on the outside of his man. What wonderful speed.
In front of the Burrow. After making his debut back in 2011 with South Sydney. Sacked by the club in 2012. He was a Panther as well at one stage. And he really hurts them here tonight as this rain gets perhaps to its heaviest. It started falling not that long ago. Liam Knight spinning away. And what a change in this game. Panthers make mistakes to give the Rabbitohs a leg up. Naden scored to make it 14-6 in the 47th minute. And they go back-to-back Souths to take the lead away at 18-14. They're back here at the halfway line. Ethan Lowe will play it.
Isn't it amazing? You get a bit of a spring in your step after you scored back-to-back tries. This is the hardest they've run. The most metres they've made in the middle of the park. It's a little bit of extra effort now from the South Sydney side.
Looking to break a 2-game losing streak. 10 wins and 3 losses, the Rabbitohs. In second position coming into this game, Brian Toll under pressure there, and the rookie winger did well. They were coming down to smash him. Cleary gives it off to Edwards. Important here for the Panthers. They have some cool heads and just get through a set of 6, get to their kick, which is something for the most part they haven't been able to do since half-time, or certainly since Naden scored back in the 47th minute. Still a quarter of the game remaining. Maloney for kick out. They got him on his feet and headed towards the sideline. He gets to the ground eventually. The ball came free. They've turned it over again.
Do not.
They're killing themselves.
This is poisonous down here, this 40-metre zone, hasn't it? Just coming up error after error. Nice bit of contact there from James Roberts. Underneath was Kennedy. Just kept their legs driving. Ball comes loose.
You talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Now, the Panthers scored the first try of the second half. Since then, I think that's a third or fourth error coming off their own line. Another invitation now for the South Sydney side. Can they go score 3 in a row here?
Sutton finds Walker. They go wider still. Roberts out there on the left-hand side, stepping back towards the middle. He's keen. He smells blood in the water at the moment, doesn't he?
Just his reaction, not only after that beautiful run, but the way he defended there and got right up, pretty pumped up after that. It's a good sign.
Liam Knight back down Main Street here. Stopped by Leota around the legs with Campbell Gillard over the top. Tamo back on deck. Johnston trying to use his speed. Elevate the clutches there of Liam Martin. We've got 2 more plays here. What a great ball for Damien Cook. Campbell Gillard coming out to get him. He gave it off Cook eventually to Kennedy. And they lost some metres there and some real momentum for this last play. Juggled by Cameron Murray. He knocked it on. And that will be the change over there. Penrith have hung on.
Yeah, an error for Murray. You wouldn't have seen too many of them of this year. Just took his eyes off it at the last second there. Gave a bit back. So Penrith, a little bit of pressure relieved there on the back of an error from the Bunnies. They need this set completed, don't they? Need to get to a kick and then force some pressure with their kick chase and their defensive set.
5 of 9 they are, the Panthers. Completed sets in this second half. The Rabbitohs by far the better of possession, having had only 43% in that first 40 minutes. Tamo ran for 120 metres in that first 40. 10 great carries.
Good kick.
Here is Cleary, a good kick. Won't find the sideline. Graham going back will just make sure of it. Didn't want to snatch at it and potentially force an error. He brings it back, and for the first time since they scored off the long shift, Roberts down the touchline. The Rabbitohs back inside their own end. Here is Gagai. Start of the game on the right wing. Coming across to the middle of the field on plenty of occasions here, especially from their own end. Looking for work, as is Roberts. Sutton at dummy half. Goes to Ethan Lowe. A lot of starch and a couple of carries here. The Rabbitohs will get themselves going eventually. Johnston, a little hesitant. Picked off by a kick out. Out towards the sideline. They've got one more play here. There might be some pressure on the kick. Walker coming out to get him was Egan, but didn't get there in time. The kick allowed to bounce. It goes straight back, though. Kind one for Isaiah Yeo, who has it 15 short of the halfway line.
That's the first step to working their way into some sort of field position here from the Penrith Panthers. A nice shot there from low. Oh, it's going sideways. Need a really good set here to back up that defensive set.
They lost 5 metres on that play. The net gain of 0 on the next one as well. And Mansour, who's a play 2 specialist, doing nothing there. Grabbed by Cameron Murray.
Well, it was Cameron Murray.
Kennedy.
He went out and got him. He didn't wait and hesitate. He just chased him down. It was a great tackle from Murray. He's only just come back onto the park.
Now Cleary. Liam Martin one-on-one there for a moment with Walker. Trying to put a big fend on him, but Walker was good. Last play here, they only picked up 15 metres on the set, the Panthers. The kick, though, puts Johnson under pressure. Maloney coming down, looking to inspire his team by forcing a mistake from the fullback, but just didn't get there in time. Gagai. Off the back of the flurry of points for the Rabbitohs. Just falls back into more of an arm wrestle for the moment. Here is Roberts, bouncing off the shoulder there of Naden. Knocked up by Campbell-Gillard. Cook for Amone.
Well, that's what you want to see from Jimmy the Jet too. His side is struggling out of their own half. Getting in and making those sort of runs makes such a difference.
Now Johnson again. Doing some ball playing on that left-hand side since Dewey left the field. Turner playing it. Comes back to Walker, who had an air swing. Was it touched by a Panther? No, it wasn't. It'll be a knock-on from Cody Walker.
Yeah, nice pressure there from Penrith. Cleary just knocked the ball in the process of the tackle.
Gee, that should be South's ball there.
It could be play on.
No, he hasn't. He's dropped the ball forward, didn't get to a kick for all intents and purposes. He's just lost it forward, Walker, and it was touched by a Panther as a result. So I know he was intending to kick it, but he didn't get close to putting a boot on it. So Egan from dummy half. Comes across to Tamo. They played here 10 on his own side of halfway. Jerome Luai, who sat on the bench for 80 minutes last week and didn't get a crack against the Roosters.
That's a good substitution from Cleary. Just get out there and run on any quick play of the ball.
Don't do that.
The curse.
Oh, wow.
Remains foolproof.
I thought it was going to be. It still could be. Error right on halfway. Well, he has the ability to break this game open, especially with Egan out there. It's just attention to detail there.
Another one. Around about the halfway line, and Ivan Cleary shaking his head saying, what happened? Heard from him at halftime with Justin Hodges. He said that we want to work through the middle, try and really expose this Rabbitohs forward pack. Well, they've done anything but. The Rabbitohs have muscled up and forced mistakes on the Panthers. Here is Walker. At the back of his previous turnover. Almost into the backfield there, wanting a penalty for slowing down of the play of the ball. Sudden for Knight. He can't hang on to it. Well, it is raining and pretty slippery, no doubt, out there, but boy, completed sets a few and far between here at the moment.
Yeah, both teams have nearly made a dozen errors each, and it's just hard to get any consistency in that area. Just get out quick and play it slow.
Well, they've got to find something here. 12 and a half to go before full time. Both sides look out on their feet.
Such a big game for the Panthers. Off the back of 3 straight wins and a 5-8 record, they've got themselves in the right frame of mind and headed in the right direction to launch a surge in the second half of the season. But with 8 losses already, they really need to keep chalking up the W's. Great chance here. Maloney turns it back on the inside for Isaiah Yeo, who goes towards Cook and also Britt. First real chance since Naden scored a long time ago, it seems. Cleary finds Fisher-Harris. Nothing doing there. Toller involved in the tackle. Played eventually. Fisher-Harris ending up on top of Cameron Murray. Egan out the back for Cleary. Oh, Lowe got to him, monstered him, but Cleary absorbed the impact. Came back out to Maloney, and then Martin runs a lovely straight line. Plays it quickly as well. Egan, Maloney at the back is Tamo. Cleary was pushing up. Tamo still going. Very close here. They're up there by Sutton. with some help from James Roberts. Last play, Cleary out the back and over the sideline.
It's touched. It's touched from the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Touch off South.
And that is the advice from the touch judge as well, that the Rabbitohs got a hand on it. Just a little snick there off the hand of Ethan Lowe.
You saw Cleary claim it straight away too.
Well, that's a big play, isn't it?
Just deflected the ball there.
Lowe will stay down and just a little chat with Eddie Farah, brother of Robbie. Time trainer now with South Sydney. Maybe a bit of gamesmanship and give the Rabbitohs a break.
He's been around. Well, he's been successful teams. He knows how to stop the momentum. And they've got some here, the Penrith Panthers. 10 minutes. Well, just over left, and see what they can come up with here. I'm sure they'll try and get Kick-Out involved. But Liam Martin, hasn't he got a good turn of speed? He spoke about that line he runs, but it's his leg speed. Goes from standing still to pretty quick.
Starting to look really comfortable. The speed of this game in the NRL. Here he is off the inside ball from Edwards. 40th tackle for the Panthers inside the red zone tonight. 2 tries so far, 1 from a kick. Fisher Harris slipping as he gets back to his feet to play it. Trying to get some traction there. Tamo went close in the previous set. Held up here. Come back out to this right-hand side. Egan for Luai. Cleary at the back. Lovely hands. Edwards. A race for the corner. He reaches out and plants it down. You better believe it. He's got some swagger as well. It'll be 4 points for Penrith and 18 all with a huge kick to come.
Yeah, the Panthers are coming to get them now. 18 all in the corner from Toto. Nice structured set here. Luau out the back. And a nice delayed right to the line there pass from Cleary. And you've got to give it to Dylan Edwards. His confidence is growing. Nice little out the back of the hand pass as well. Nice try assist.
Gee, that was a great pass too, wasn't it? Just out the back from the fullback to come in and make the extra man. Toto gets over the line. They kick back now, the Panthers. It's game on. 18 all with the kick to come. It's some wonderful skill from the fullback there, Dylan Edwards. All the good fullbacks can do it. Look at the little dance. What's that one called?
That's the strut.
Hey?
That's the first try strut. He's waited 5 games to nab his first 4-pointer in the NRL, but he scores a big one right here at an important time for the Panthers. It levels things up. 9 minutes remaining, and a huge kick from out on the sideline in difficult conditions tonight here for Nathan Cleary. As I say that, though, the rain has eased off, if not stopped, here at ANZ Stadium. He's kicked some big ones already this season. One from the sideline against the Tigers.
Yeah, he lives for this.
Yeah, Box spoke about how cool he is in these situations. And as we speak about all kickers, they love this period of the match, coming down to the crux of it. It's drawn.
To take Penrith back into the lead. Strikes it well, hooking away though to the left-hand side. No dice for Nathan Cleary and the Panthers. What a finish we have coming up here before we take you to Bankwest Stadium for the Eels and the Broncos.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. Just have 8 minutes and keep it on for the Eels Bronx. With the halves, they spoke about the game, the halves coming to this game. See who's going to get them home. So I can sit here and see what's going to happen.
It's amazing the Panthers are still in the game with the amount of errors in the second half they've made coming off their own line, but see if they can ice it.
Medium kick goes down here to Liam Martin, who's taken back to the 30-metre line. Interesting tactic there from the Rabbitohs off the restart. Here is To'o. More player, the try scorer. A big one to get as well. He loses it though. Second error from the rookie winger in this second half, and the Rabbitohs have the option here of having a couple of cracks for a try, if not setting up for a field goal.
Well, they're saying that's a loose carry too. Cameron Murray Looked like he'd been caught with the canary. Tried to say, I didn't touch it. The ball come out the back there. That's a concentration thing after he scored only minutes ago. South's in a great position now.
Johnston defeated. Cook at the base of the scrum. Sutton finds Walker. Had a mixed night with his hands. This man has been electric in this second half. Roberts. Maloney trying to hang on, perhaps to the point of giving away a penalty. Walker. Take the tackle here. 20 out, right in front of the uprights. Cook, they're very flat across that left-hand side, so it's a carry, then a little shift, a tip on there from Liam Knights. Junior Totola, nothing doing there in the tackle for Fisher Harris and also Tamo. They've used up 3. They're working for a field goal. Sutton, they keep going back through the middle. Here is Ethan Lowe, fairly conservative. Out the back, nobody for the moment looking like they're ready to take the one-pointer. Cameron Murray backing his way towards Tamo and also Fisher Harris. Walker dropping out the back now. Here he is, left foot chip shots. It's away to the left-hand side. Walker misses.
Now, who was that that chased it down? Because that was a wonderful effort from one of the Panthers players. It's the fullback, Edwards. That's a great play. Tried to charge the football down. Walker had plenty of time. But a great chase from Edwards.
Cody Walker hasn't kicked a field goal in his time in the NRL. That miss there gives the Panthers 7 tackles. 6 minutes remaining. Egan finds Maloney. Here is Luai working on the outside of James Maloney, a lightweight. And once again, they had an idea to try and get him into touch. They'll play it eventually. Comes back to Naden, who's got that right ankle strapped after receiving a knock midway through the opening half. Egan. Cross to Fisher Harris. Goes out the back for Cleary. Shows it to Martin. Takes them on. Working hard, though, from the middle. That was good work by Dean Britt defensively. In tandem there with Walker, they're able to take him down. Maloney. So we're thinking about an ad-lib one-point shot there. Here's kick out. Will take them down well within range, but they're out near the sideline on the last tackle. Maloney waiting at first receiver. He'll take a right-footed attempt, and he slots it. What a kick by James Maloney.
Well, I talked about how cool and collected his halfback is in Nathan Cleary, but look at Maloney there. He's got an age to kick the football. No real pressure there from South. And as we said, it's a long way out to the left of the upright. Maloney ices it.
Might have been the perfect angle, though. Hold on. And his 24th field goal gives the Panthers the lead at 19-18. Still just under 5 minutes remaining here as Tamo brings it back out for Penrith. The importance of going for the field goal and missing and giving the opposition 7 tackles to get themselves into field goal position. Borne out right there with Walker's miss to the left-hand side and Penrith marching them back down the field. Egan from dummy half. And they get through these next couple of sets and just play field position now that they have the lead, Penrith. After giving the Rabbitohs so many leg-ups in this second half. Kenny is back out there in a running roll now. Fresh legs at the back end of the game for Ivan Cleary. Here's Maloney to kick towards the corner. Pressure on Gagai, standing underneath it, makes the catch. Ansell happy to let him just grab it and then take it to ground.
Watch them bridge up now, the Panthers coming off their line. They'll try and force the South Sydney side into trying to throw the footy around.
Here's Walker looking to his left-hand side. Going backwards now, all the way back inside the Rabbitohs 10. Midway through this set, under pressure at their own end. Britt it is. Picks up 10 valuable metres there. Is there a shift coming again? There is. Sutton back on the inside for Walker. Got away from Kenny. Keeps it going. Johnson was there looking for an offload. He threaded the needle backwards there until it was knocked on by Campbell Graham.
Double.
Well, the idea was right there from South Sydney, trying to play catch-up football with 3 minutes to go. The pass back on the inside. Walker nearly skips through, gets the football away. They spread straight away to the left-hand side. Some of the passing, a little bit difficult to bend down and pick the ball up that time in Kyle Turner. And South's come away with the error.
They try to force the issue under pressure from their own end. Inside 3 minutes remaining. The Panthers close to making it 4 wins in a row. Here's getting away from the tackle there of Lowe and then shrugging off Reece Kennedy as well. Sutton involved in the tackle eventually as Maloney comes out to kick out, who just plucks it out of mid-air. I think the pass was intended for Isaiah Yeo, but Kickout says, I want it. 20 out. Mansell bringing it back midfield. Good play by the winger. Gives them an option on either side. Egan waiting. Cleary on that right edge. Steps back towards the middle. Tries to get himself in a one-on-one tackle with Alex Johnston.
Hold, Eagles. Hold, Cam. Hold, David. Hold.
2 more plays here. 10 metres out. Maloney just goes to Fisher-Harris. They can roll it in here and make it all but impossible for the Rabbitohs. Here's Egan. Cleary keeps it going out to Liam Martin. He won't get a kick away. Isaiah Yeo trying to stay alive. They'll wrap him up. They don't get to a kick. Don't want to take the chance potentially there of rolling it dead and giving the Rabbitohs 7 tackles. So they take the tackle and make them work it off their own line with just over 90 seconds to play.
Yeah, it's a tough place to try and work the ball off your own line here, especially in the circumstances. The Rabbitohs 1 point behind here. And they look up and there's 90 metres to go. It's a 3rd tackle.
Oh, Murray under pressure here, turns it over. The Panthers have it. Just over 60 seconds left. And they can all but use up the clock right here. There will be some treacle slow play the ball, as you'd imagine, in this set. Fisher-Harris, by contrast, wants to bounce back to his feet. Cleary it is, showing it. Showing it again to Edwards. Kick out, always a good option. Tries to step back on the inside there of Totola and also Kennedy. 45 seconds left. There is one of those glacier-like play the balls from kick out. Kennedy goes close there. The young hooker back on the field at the death. Almost burrowed his way in. Egan comes to Cleary. Shows it again. He'll take the tackle. No urgency here. 2 more plays remaining. Less than 30 seconds on the clock. Maloney it is. Penrith close to wrapping up win number 4. He got across the line. It's a double movement.
Couldn't help himself there, Maloney. Dug into the line. Advanced the footy.
12 seconds remaining. Cook had a hand on him.
And his elbow had hit the ground, was. Tried to advance it. Fair call.
You go time on, John.
They're going to kick for line through John Sutton, and they'll have 1 play. We've seen the Rabbitohs pull off some miracles in the past. This would write its own chapter in the famous Rabbitohs book of feuds. They could pull this one off. Here's Walker going across. Comes to Graham, who puts a kick in midfield. It bounces. Mansour has it. And the Panthers have come from behind. Ivan Cleary and his team rack up 4 on the trot. They are surging their way back towards the top 8. At full time here at ANZ, they've beaten the Rabbitohs 19-18 in a thriller.
Yeah, it went right down to the wire, didn't it? The South Sydney side had 1 sort of chance or 1 play to get upfield. They tried to chance their hand. Mansour cleans it up. What a game of footy. I can't believe with the amount of errors that the Panthers made coming off their own line in the second half have got away with that game. But they stuck in there, they hung in. And on the back of Maloney, I'd say, have won that game of footy.
Second 1-point win for the season after getting the Tigers back in round 4 in Golden Point. The wins now against the Eels, the Sea Eagles, the Roosters and the Rabbitohs. Two of the teams from the top 4 last season, including the win over the Premiers, the reigning Premiers last week at home. They take on the Warriors. Their next game beyond rep round in round 15. Then they have the bye. They can get the Warriors on the road at Mount Smart Stadium. You know, they are the real deal and a legitimate chance to finish in the top 8 in 2019.